It's been nearly 3 years since PBA icon Pete Weber has won a title. Today, PDW has another chance at victory as he's the number 3 seed in a tournament named for his late father, the great Dick Weber. But to do it, Pete will have to get through a field that includes another legend, all-time PBA title leader Walter Ray Williams Jr., and the young gun, Mike Fagan, your number 1 seed. The Dick Weber Open is next.
Dick was really extra special. You know, he had a certain charisma that came out of him.
On the lane is a given. It's what he did off the lane that separates him from movie stars, from other athletes that want to get paid for autographs. You know, he was just there.
When I lost to Dick Weber in Vegas, something happened to me that I would never believe happened. I wasn't angry. I couldn't believe that.
He was the greatest ambassador. He'll never be forgotten in the game of bowling.
We welcome you back to the 5th edition of the Dick Weber Open, where the all-time greats on and off the lanes in the world of bowling. 30 career PBA Tour titles. Won PBA titles in 6 different decades. That's just an amazing
stat. Is that true?
Yeah, it's up there. Of course it's true.
6 different decades.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing about it is, when you knew Dick, you really forgot about his accomplishments on the lanes, because off the lanes, he had so much charisma. He never met a stranger. He was just such a good guy to everyone. It didn't matter if you were a 13-time titleist or a no-time titleist like you, but he was just everybody's friend.
And I love that, the only father-son combo in the Hall of Fame. And there is his son, Pete Weber. Pete, the number 2 seed here last year, but finished 3rd. He's won tournaments named for Johnny Petraglia, Earl Anthony, and Parker Bone III. But courtesy of our friends over at Storm, you will now learn why today's tournament, named in honor of Dick Weber, means so much to PDW.
It's great. It really has been great. I mean, you know, going around the world with Dick Weber being your father, I mean, you know, because he did all the work and I just kind of sat back and let him do it. So, you know, it was very fun for me. And actually, since he's passed, I've kind of picked up the slack a little bit. Maybe I'm not the Dick Weber, but I'm trying to be.
Dick's impact on Pete was just support. What an awesome support system from, you know, even his mother. Just awesome, always there. I won't ever forget when Pete, right after Dick passed, the first thing Pete always did was call his father. And when he got done with qualifying, he walked outside to have a cigarette, as he always does, and he says, he looked at me and says, "What do I do?" Because that was the time he always called his dad. I said, "Call your mom. She wants to hear you too." He said, "Okay." So after every squad, with the timing, if it's not too late, he calls his mom and he talks bowling with his mom.
Once again, our thanks to our friends at Storm, the Bowlers Company, for providing us that feature. And that feature aired in-house, and obviously it caught Pete's attention and his wife Tracy as well, and he saw both of them get a little emotional. Tough time to be playing with the emotions as you get set to roll in the 2010 Dick Weber Open. Match number 2 of the day, waiting on the backside, 3 seed Pete Weber to take on Bill O'Neill, courtesy of his 226-200 win over Ryan Schaefer.
Like the sirloin.
Sports guy Bill Simmons back with you live here from Fountain Valley, California. Good crowd here in the house. Colorful as always here in LA. And
we couldn't have had Kelly be here today.
She was busy. She's had these national commitments since she won, and we're hoping to get her on, and she had something else. She had a higher priority apparently than us.
It's too bad.
Yeah, we'll have to talk to her about that. Up now, match number 2 of the one-a-day Dick Weber Open. Bill O'Neill taking on your number 3 seed Pete Weber. And O'Neill, the native of Levittown, PA, will start us off.
Did she know that Bill was going to be here?
I don't know if that memo got to her. That might have changed things. A little light in the pocket there.
And guys, I don't want to rain on anybody's parade, but I watched the guys in warm-ups prior to the start of this match, and it did not look pretty. I mean, I didn't see a lot of strikes being thrown. The old pattern's starting to kind of blow apart, and they didn't look real comfortable out there.
He's predicting below 200, maybe?
It wouldn't surprise me.
So O'Neill starts this one off with a spare. Up now, Pete Weber.
A 34-time winner on tour with 8 majors, Triple Crown winner and PBA Hall of Famer. From St. Ann, Missouri, PDW, Pete Weber.
Always a crowd favorite, particularly when he's bowling again for the tournament named in honor of his father.
Randy, you think it's more pressure on him to try to win his dad's tournament than the major? It's got to be, right?
Without question.
He's had some problems on TV as well and made this show last year.
But I would think it'd be emotional.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Pete bowled in the shadows of his dad for a lot of years out here, and then when he surpassed Dick in titles, you know, he kind of separated himself from Dick and became his own, you know, became his own identity. So, but there's still a tremendous amount of pressure. I know that he wants this tournament
just as much as a U.S. Open victory. This is his 3rd consecutive show in this event. And he has had some struggles the last 2 years here. But he said to Rob and myself yesterday, he says, you know what, guys, I'm not going to bowl scared tomorrow. I'm going to go out there, and I'm just going to lay it all out on the line, and I'm just going to give it. I'm going to give it my best. Can't bowl with fear in the back of your mind.
He almost missed that single pin spare conversion there, and you saw him walk away going, safe. You know, let's get this first frame out of the way. Everybody's got a spare. We're nice and even, and let's start here on the second. Drop and give me 10. He won the 03-04 61st edition of the U.S. Open right here in this facility. This is a house he likes, Randy.
Yeah, it really does. There's a trademark high backswing. You see that hand flip around, and then the open hand release. Pete creates a tremendous amount of axis rotation, probably more so than any player on tour.
I'm going to say the crowd's behind Pete. It's a little more exciting when something good happens from him.
That's how you throw it. Come on.
So O'Neill with a jack of his own to match Weber through 2.
Sounds like I play my song enough.
And we're talking about